Man, YouTube, what it do? I'm finna start blogging, man. I guess every day about the weather and shit. Go live every day. Get my YouTube shit up, man. But anyway, how y'all doing out there, man? Okay, people comment. How y'all doing out there, man? Man, look, man. Hey. So anyway, uh, you know, current weather anomalies, right? That's what we be talking about now. I don't know if y'all watching, but shit has increased. Shit has it I can't even get it out. It's so mind boggling and shit. But then they got all our people, which ain't wrong. Which ain't wrong. They have all our people, you know what I'm saying, up in a frenzy, and ready to march and all this and that. And I'm gonna tell y'all why that happens. You see, when we kill each other, okay? Now this I'm gonna talk about the Planet X shit too, but I just want to get this out the way. Alright? I should have just put this as the title. But when we kill each other, we don't hear no backlash or no shit. We don't hear no marches or nothing. Y'all know it's women and kids die every day, right? Black, all that shit. And the reason that I feel like we ignoring that is because it's our own kind and we've been taught to hurt each other and look past, what we do to each other. And that shit is wrong. I'm saying, like, somebody's going to die tonight, probably in your city, right? At the hands of another black person that probably ain't going to get caught, right? So why not have that energy for all of us? If our lives matter, right? And then I'm saying this shit, and I'm from the streets, so it ain't like, I'm just saying, like, if we going to have that type of energy, we going to be ready to tear some shit up, it's got to be about. And when any one of us get hurt, any one of us die, that's what we fucking up at. But anyway, I ain't gonna talk about that. Let's talk about what's taking place with this fucking so-called Planet X system. All right, so now you people starting to see, or they starting to show the lights flashing in the sky, right? At nighttime and shit, look like lights flashing in the sky and shit, right? Y'all starting to see that. They told us that we was gonna see that shit, and I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it from one of these books, man. They told us we was gonna see that. It's the electrical discharges, right? This is what's so crazy because everything that they stating is I can't even get it out. Everything that they stating is actively happening right now as we speak. Now they told us about these electrical discharges now because they I guess the object is having discharges back and forth. You know what I'm saying? With the planet, the sun, or whatever. This is what they say. I don't know. This is what they say. I just know what I see. Shit, I never seen this before. And I'm not talking about your natural lightning. You know what I'm saying? Because your natural lightning, you be seeing lines and shit. Lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be lines. Like, this shit ain't no lines. These just lights, like, pulsating in the sky. Like, you can see it, like, but some of them go fast sometimes. And this is doing, like, it be looking like it's about to storm and shit and like that. That's that shit. Alright? Or it's probably getting ready for that or whatever. Whatever the fuck that is, plasma, whatever, I just know I haven't never seen that. Okay? I have never seen that. Just like I've never seen this fucking red sun that be out here. You can call it, say it's fires and all. You say that shit all you want to, man. That ain't what the fuck we seeing. That ain't what we see. Because even when it ain't no fires, this shit's still happening. And then you got not only, that's why I believe these are all different objects, people. When they tell us that the object came in and it had moons accompany it. That white, bright ass light we be seeing is just bright as a motherfucker. But that ain't no sun. That's like probably one of the moons. Because as you see, right? Let me show you. Let me get back on that subject too. But as you see right here, right? Take a screenshot if you can. Go ahead, screenshot that. Right? Now, what does it say? It said Nibiru will rise. Now listen to this. It will rise with the sun at sunrise, right? And it will look like a new star in the heaven, which is the sun. Don't get it twisted. But they talking about like little star, like, you know what I'm saying? Probably not too big. But a star is a sun, okay? Don't get that shit twisted. They just thousands of miles, millions, billions of miles away, but these are, you know what I'm saying, suns. But they say Nibiru will rise with the sun, right? This when it first came in. I believe this was like 2017. I believe. Could have been 2012, some shit. Who knows? It's here. That's all that fucking matters. We see everything that they say we was gonna see. Now they say that it will rise with the sun. Matter of fact, we read this together. Fuck it. They say Nibiru will rise with the sun at sunrise in the east, and it will look like a new star in the heavens. But as the days go by, it will grow bigger and eventually eclipse the sun. And that's what y'all seeing. That's what you keep seeing when you see it's about to happen again at October 2nd. Now, you ain't never seen this shit happen. Now, I know twice, 3 times a year. You ain't never seen this. That's how you know this on that orbit, like they said, right? So they say, but as the days go by, it will grow bigger and eventually eclipse the sun. It is a planet larger than Jupiter, and red in color. It has a comet-like tail of debris. This is why we seen the meteor. Motherfucker, that meteor came off that tail. And you gonna see more. You finna see some shit. We all are. It has a moon. It also has moons accompanying it. So where I was going with this, the moons that it have, right? These moons, that's what we see. When y'all listen, when we look at the sky, they not gonna tell us that our sun is a part of a binary system. They're not gonna tell us, because if that's the truth, then everything that we know is a lie. We've been lied to the whole time, right? But go outside sometimes and just look up at the sun sometimes, like, and watch a cloud or something. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I've never fucking seen. When the clouds go over the sun, back in my day, the sun was blocked out. You would have to literally wait. You would have to literally wait for the cloud to come, move, go about its business, for the sun to come back. We not seeing that no more. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, how is the world? That's why I say they said those who have eyes, let them see. Right? And that's why a lot of us was put here at certain times, because only some of us gonna see this shit. And a lot of people, in like 80%, 90% of this world, is not going to see this. Now, go look up at the sun sometimes when that motherfucker is straight up. The sun is white as this paper. White. That's not the sun. It's just so bright. That motherfucker's so bright. And then the things that they got up there shooting around the sun that they trying to tell y'all the sun simulators. No, fam. I'm gonna read y'all what that is. Matter of fact, I just was reading that shit earlier. What was I? Oh, I think of it here. I got that shit. You know, I got so many books. You know, this Planet X, Comets, and Earth Changes. I'm telling you, this shit is real. Y'all think these people invested all this money and shit on this shit for nothing? Publish these books and shit, all these whistleblowers? Hell no. Because what we see right now, we see everything that they said we was gonna see. That's why I ain't got my full faith in these motherfuckers. But I can tell you like this. I'm researching. I'm seeing what they were seeing. I'm seeing, I mean, not what they were seeing, but what they said was coming. And if some of them wasn't all the way accurate, they still was on good timing. A lot of these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. A lot of these people. Bad language. See, they still talking about perform measurements, experiment. Oh, okay. Let me see. Right here. I messed this book up though. Right? Let's see. Damn, I don't know where I seen it. I'm gonna have to come back because I wasn't even finna talk about that shit. The thing with old girl messed me up, but fuck, I don't know where I seen it at. Damn, dog. I was just reading this earlier, man. That's why it's good to mark down. Where that other book at? Damn. Where was I seeing that? My bad, y'all. You sleep, dude? Hey, you sleep? Justice. Oh, you ain't sleep. My bad, man. I don't know where I was seeing that at, right? No. Turn the air conditioner on. It's hot as hell. Hey. Yeah. Close that door. My bad about that. Man, where I see that? Well, here's the page right here, man. This is something important too. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to talk about this pole shift, right? Hey, bring me the pole shift, the meteors, the floods, the electrical discharges. Remember I was talking about that flashing in the sky between the two objects, the pollutions, the earthquakes, the volcanoes, the land hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all noticed this, but most of this shit that they say is happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all noticed that though. And I wonder where I just seen that earlier, dog. And I was just reading something about. Yeah, y'all can screenshot that too. Then they tell us that these comments or whatever that we see, they try to tell us. Oh, y'all can screenshot this too if y'all want to. Y'all can go buy the fucking book. Screenshot that right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start letting y'all screenshot this shit because, you know, I know I ain't the only person that's finna be seen. You know, that's witnessing. Hold on. Screenshot this one, right? Screenshot that shit. That's the flooding. You know, the flooding events and all that shit that we see now. It's gonna get serious, man. Oh yeah, Cali. Hey, how you doing? I didn't even see that. I had the comments over, but Cali gonna experience this, you know, all type of shit. This, but mainly that, you know how they ain't talking about the San Andreas, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit. They just started talking about Yellowstone. You know what I'm saying? But that's because California got these storms coming. It's a storm probably like some moisture and shit off the coast over there, and they got some storms coming. They damn near got like a what's it called? Not a hurricane, something like that. That finna almost hit over there within the next couple of days. I seen that, right? That's what had me come on here when they was talking about that X-class flare, right? But we got lucky because it wasn't Earth facing, but still, y'all know we going into solar maximum. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is how you know that this thing is here, because we having all this activity from what? From what? Right? This object. Right? They told you about them X-class flares, man. They told y'all about them, right? And the classification of solar flares, right? I keep telling y'all. This shit is written. You can go find this information, man. And it's like we watching a movie. That's what's so weird. We really watch. If you watching this and you're not, you know, too much paying attention to the media and all that shit, it's like watching a movie, man. You see how they say the highest impact of solar flares normally experienced are X-class flares? That's what you've seen today, right? I think it was a X14 or some shit. Boy, if that would have been Earth facing, who knows, man? And they say the M-class flares, right? We see a lot of those. The M-class flares have a tenth the energy, and the C-class flares have a tenth the X-ray flex seen in M-class flares. The more powerful M and X-class flares are often associated with a variety of effects on the near-Earth space environment. Y-class exists, however, they are off the charts. In this section, we'll discuss how this object, right? That's what I'm saying. This is how you know that this thing is here, right? How this object will create these flares and effects on the Earth, right? That's how we know that object is here, man. You know, that's why we see them big ass X-class flares, and we getting all this solar activity, just like they said, right? It will cause this for a second, right? Cause this shit right here when they talk about when they get here, right? It's big as hell. That's why we keep seeing it eclipse the sun, and it's finna eclipse the sun again. I don't know why y'all keep thinking that's the fucking moon, man. It's finna, you go look at the moon, it's finna eclipse the sun again October 2nd, right? Now this year, ain't that a bitch? Now, excuse my language, I don't mean to cuss, but my whole time, right? And I ain't trying to seem like I'm old as shit, because hopefully I ain't that old, right? Hold on, one time. Hopefully, motherfucker ain't that old, right? My time of living, I ain't never seen that many fucking eclipses like that. You know, where they keep reporting we finna have eclipse. But they say the planet has a high mass and a high level of magnetism. So that means it's just big as shit, right? It disrupts the surface of any planet that it passes. This is why our grounds is cracking up and shit. All the earthquakes are starting to happen. It's disrupting the surface of the planet as it gets closer. So they say 7 years. We late, man. 7 years prior, right? Put this light up here. Sorry about that. 7 years prior to its passage, so 7 years prior to its coming, its electrical influence changes the core of the Earth. It's electromagnetic influence. Oh, my bad. I ain't even looking at this shit. Changes the core of the earth and triggers where I'm at. Triggers. I'm just saying it because I know that I ain't even looking at it. I'm just saying it because I read this shit so many times, so I ain't even looking at the book. That's fucked up. Trigger major weather changes, seismic activity. Y'all see that? No. This where it hits you at, right? This where it gets you. Y'all don't see the fucking weather? That's why, even if nobody else, right? Even if nobody else, if no one wants to acknowledge our weather, right? Maybe you ain't seeing what's going on. Maybe you ain't seen it, and hopefully you catch on before it's too late. But y'all ain't see the fucking weather, man. Right? The weather is fucking crazy. Now, it might not be crazy where you at, because like I said, it might not be raining on your house. It might be the sun shining, but somewhere else, it could be the end of somebody's world. You get what I'm saying? But it's coming. It's gonna keep accelerating. Like how y'all seen them 11 tornadoes go through Chicago like that. That's gonna be happening at one time. All different places. This is happening. Tornadoes here. They're gonna be reporting tornadoes here. Tornadoes there. Tornadoes here at one fucking time. Watch. I just watch. Let's go back. They talk about that shit. The tornadoes too. Damn. How the fuck I get out of there? Okay. So. There we go. Let me get back. 7 years prior to its passage, its electromagnetic influence changes the core of the earth, right, and triggers major weather changes, right? Seismic activity. Y'all see these these earthquakes, right? Y'all see that? Y'all see they prepping for earthquakes. You ain't never seen that. You ain't never seen that in your motherfucking life. Never. I've been in this world a long time. Not really too long, but shit, long enough to where I ain't never seen them get prepped for no motherfucking earthquake and shit, right? Then I ain't never seen that. And then these volcanoes going off. Did y'all see Italy last night? Y'all see that shit? And then another volcano just went off out of nowhere. I don't even know the fucking name. It just went out of nowhere. They didn't even, it wasn't even active or nothing. This motherfucker just went off. Why do y'all think that? Man, that magma rising for real because that core stopped. When they say the core stopped, right? You see how they say it changed the influence of the core of the earth. So I believe the core was spinning this way. But as this motherfucker drew off, or I don't know if it's coming like that. I think it's going around and getting closer like that. So as it draws closer, right, it's like magnetic. So as it gets closer, it's slowing the core down. But if you remember, 2 years ago, they got on the news, a Chinese dude got on the news and said the core of the earth had stopped, right? And they believe it was going to go counterclockwise. That's what Dawes said. But maybe you haven't seen it. Anyway, it's flooding in the Philippines. Yeah, I seen that. I had seen that with my own eyes this morning. I seen them floods in the Philippines. Okay, so then they go on to say, trigger major weather changes, seismic activity, volcanic eruptions, and then these sinkholes. So the sinkholes is just like, the cracks and shit too that we be seeing. But them sinkholes, we gonna see way more of that. You know what I'm saying? I never really got that sinkhole shit because it started happening out of nowhere. But see, now I understand, we having some major weather changes. This is why we get the grounds falling in and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the major weather changes that we have. But the bizarre weather, right, accompany its return. So as this thing comes in, and I'm not trying to frighten nobody or fearmonger and none of that shit, but as this thing comes in, our weather is going to get crazy. And see, they changed the name, you know what I'm saying, because so much information was written back in the day. This is why they changed the name from global warming to climate change. There was so much information back in the late 90s, like late 90s, 99, 2000, if you could remember, all of that information that was out. Remember how they had Al Gore talking about global warming? Remember Al Gore was a real big sponsor for that shit. He never mentioned this planet though. They never mentioned it. Only person that mentions this planet, well, not really even mention it, but you can kind of tell what he's talking about is Reagan. Okay? Now look at that shit. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about this planet. And now that it's here, we witnessing not even really the aftermath, because we really ain't even seen. Let me turn this off. We ain't really even seen too much of what it's capable of doing to us. But if you look at the little crips and creps, you know what I'm saying, the cribbles of what the fuck we seeing, it's really serious. Like for a hurricane to form in June, right? And nobody has ever known, it's not a living soul on this earth that has ever seen that. So we just seen that. What if they start forming in May, right? May, April, you know, because we the shit accelerating. Then I don't know if y'all remember last year, they talked about the oceans collapsing. I never really knew what that meant either until I started reading this shit. And I see what they talking about. It's right here, right? They talk about these oceans, man. We said this shit on the news, and our people ain't, you know, we don't read, man. We don't go looking for this information. But they really said this on the news. This was like last year. They really said this, man. And I don't think if only half the world read books. You see where it say reading the signs in the oceans, right? Y'all see how they keep talking about, oh, the ocean's heating up, all this and that. Man, this book like 20, 30, 20 years old. So they told us these oceans. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so much information out here, but they was calling it global warming. So now that certain amount of time, they changed the name so that we could forget what they talking about. But I remember when they kept saying the earth was going to heat up and all this shit. And man, them motherfuckers, man, hold on. Justice, come here, what? Please. Oh, never mind. I got some. Never mind. I appreciate it. Never mind. But anyway, so the oceans cover 71% of the surface of the earth. They store a tremendous amount of heat and absorb billions of tons of gas from the atmosphere each year. It is a major heat buffer system for our atmosphere. The oceans play a critical role in the distribution of the heat around the planet. They are both the thermostat in the atmosphere and the lungs. That's where when they said the oceans is getting ready to collapse, I know what the fuck they talking about. See, the average motherfucker that hear that, because at first when I heard it, I had to go. I'm like, I know they say something about the oceans being the lungs of this planet. Do y'all not know that they said that this shit could happen by 2025? Y'all don't know this? Do y'all not know that these people got on the news and said that the oceans could collapse? I didn't understand that when they said it. What do that mean? Like, is the oceans of what? Like, when they collapse, that ain't what that mean. That ain't what that mean. When the oceans collapse, they gonna stop exerting the heat. It's happening now. I guess it's gonna stop exerting the heat. I guess that's where the motherfucker, ain't that where an ice age come from or some shit? I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen when this happens, but it's written. That's what I'm saying. It was so much information out here. That's why you gotta go buy that old shit when they talking about all these global warming and all that shit, man. When you go look at that, you gonna figure out what the fuck global warming is. Global warming is climate change, motherfucker. That's why you see what they say. Global warming is a cover story, right? The earth is heating up from the core outward because of the approach of the object, right? And this motherfucking book right here, that Coburn Bible, it says that. It says that, man. It's a lot of things that's to be said. You know, the government knows this shit, man. The whole world, literally, governments, the agencies, they know this. They say whales attack the boat. Damn. The oceans continue to get hotter. Yup, you true. That's right. When they're gonna be, man, they saying that already. That's what's so crazy. They already saying this. Yes, Edna. That's what I was talking about. See, you who is this person? Yeah, you know a lot of shit. It's flooding in the Philippines. Y'all seen that one? It's been many eclipses. Hey, right, but the one I'm talking about, right? It's a new one. My bad. I be pulling trying to. I don't know what the fuck. I guess they be down. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I see. It's a new eclipse happening. October 2nd of this year, and we just had eclipse April 8th. That's what I'm like, I never seen this. But see, people not playing the kid. You know the signs that the Bible talking about. People not paying attention to that shit. You know how when they be like, cause they never said like people want us to believe that our signs is gonna be about an antichrist and all that shit, but that ain't even what the motherfucking Bible says, man. And I'm telling y'all, it's written in parables. Like, it's not written for purpose. You got to dissect that shit. You have to literally dissect it. He said that they asked him, how will we know the sign? What will be the sign of his coming? And don't y'all know the planet X, it has plenty names. The planet of the crossing, the so-called Jesus Christ and all that shit. That's what that is. I don't know if the world is gassing this, if y'all don't understand this, but that's what that is, people. You just been taught, like, don't get me wrong, the Yahweh or whatever, whoever y'all trying to say existed. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a great prophet that existed. But like he told y'all, he didn't come to save you motherfuckers. He came to bring, he said, I didn't come to bring peace but a sword. Or he didn't come to do away with the work of the prophets. I don't know if y'all hear that. But people put their salvation into Jesus. And he literally said, I come to turn a mother against a daughter and a father against a son. I don't know if y'all listening. This is more than you can grasp, because it's like a mental thing. It's like they call it Christ consciousness. That might be as real as it gets. That might be as real as that shit get. And this is the honest to God truth, because when you go into these words, right? You go into this shit. Look at this, right? Let me put it down. Hey, I seen some sharks. I seen a lot of shark attacks too, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of shark attacks, right? They want to try to keep us inside of Revelation. Excuse my language, man. I'm sorry about cussing. But they want to try to keep us inside of Revelations, right? Which is cool. But we don't even know if Revelations is just like a prophecy too. It could be halfway, you know. People take that like it's 100% accurate. Now look at this. The end of the so-called cycle is all through the Bible, man. I don't know if y'all know this, but this is in a lot of places where they talk about this. So you see where they talk about the Lord's devastation of the earth? That's what we witnessing right now. Why is we witnessing the Lord's devastation of the earth? Because the so-called Jesus, right? That y'all know is Jesus, but it's not. It's the planet of the crossings, right? Y'all know it is Jesus. But it's a mental thing. This is why they say at its arrival, right? Where the fuck is that at? Hold on. Where is it at? That's why they want y'all to be looking for antichrists and all this shit. They want y'all to look for that, man. Hold on. I'm gonna get back on that too. I just want to get to this. Where's that at? Right here. You see what they talk about? In those days, men will have the great book before them, and wisdom will be revealed. This is that wisdom being revealed that they talk about. Oh, this hell, man. The wisdom that's being revealed is this Christ consciousness, man. This is why you hear the whole world going from a fucking religious world to a more spiritual world, because people waking up on a whole nother level. And some of y'all not. I ain't gonna sit here and act like the whole world. Some of us. I ain't gonna say y'all, because we in this together. So I ain't gonna sit here and act like the whole world is waking up, because they not. People don't see what I see, man. People don't see what other people see. For some reason, people was not seeing this shit. And they literally told you it will be the signs, right? They want y'all, this is what you listen to men. You put all your trust in men, when the Bible literally tells you to study to show thyself approval. Study. But you got to be interested. Seek, and you shall find. The truth shall set you free. So once you find out what this shit really means, like how y'all try to go in and talk about the so-called Jesus was born. This is how I know. This is how I know the difference between somebody who's been studying and somebody who's going off of what they've been taught or what they heard. We got generation of teaching that's going on here that's misleading motherfuckers. Our people go off of who they family worship and what they said and all this. That's what you go off. Half you motherfuckers, half of our people never really sat down and read this shit. That's why you only go off of what you heard. You don't even know if God real or not. You don't know because you ain't never read no Bible. How would you get to know God if you never got to? That's why you don't know that this is not a man, because you haven't read it. And those who have read it, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. It's just like I was going to get on how the so-called, they try to make it seem. Now make this make sense, people. Please, make this make sense. They want you to think that the so-called Virgin Mary, right? Because that ain't what that means. The so-called Virgin Mary conceived Jesus without conception. That's a lie. Because make this make sense, right? How would Jesus, the so-called Jesus, be the seed of David? How? And some of y'all ain't getting what I'm saying. But her husband, Mary's husband, Joseph, he's the seed of David. You know who begot Joseph? I don't know if y'all know this. So how the fuck would he have Joseph's blood if her and Joseph didn't sleep together? Make this make fucking sense. This is why I be sitting here like, our people can't be this lost. You can't just let nobody come to you and tell you no shit like that. That don't make a lick of sense. That don't make a lick of sense, man. That don't make a lick of sense. And then not only that, he had brothers and sisters. So he was the only one conceived through the Spirit. All of these kids, Joseph's kids, right? But they all got the same blood. He do too. They make him more important than you don't hear about none of his other brothers and sisters and shit. You don't hear about none of these people. So this is what I'm saying, people. Make this make sense. That's why you go read this for yourself, and you will literally understand that we are being bamboozled. None of this makes sense. That's why you sit down and read it, and when you read it, you don't take it from a man perspective because it's written in some whole other shit. You have to read this and understand what you're reading. Like when they try to, all that Job and all that, you got to read that. Job was not in the belly of the whale. Job was down there locked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a metaphor. Y'all have to really read. You have to really read these things. Like when the so-called Jesus said, they asked him, how will we know the time, right? The time of the destruction. Not the time of nobody coming to save you, you disappear. When you raptured, you dead. You talk about you got raptured, you was dead, you died. That's how you explain that. Because the rapture is nowhere in the Bible. You get them talking about, please, what they be talking about? They be trying to, it says 2 minutes. No. That don't mean that. That don't mean that. Because what about the children? Why? The children that leave first, the women, all that, a lot of more innocent. They talking about 2 men in the field, you will see 2. That's only 2, bro. Y'all ain't making no sense at all when it comes to these. You know what I'm saying? This is something else. It means something else. You just have to keep reading that shit. Keep reading it all. Keep going through it, and hopefully that you get it. Hopefully that it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we are a whole bunch of lost people, and the end of this earth cycle is here. This is it. This is, you are witnessing that so-called end of the world right before you. And I ain't talking about with politics, and I'm talking about with natural disaster. You want to see natural disaster at a proportion you ain't never seen in your motherfucking life. And excuse me for my language, but that is your end of the world right there. When you go into this shit and you go into it and you read it. Matter of fact, let me show you something. You go into this and you read this, right? Let me show y'all something, right? What does it say? The earth, the Lord's devastation of the earth. But before we get into the Lord's devastation of the earth, right? And get you multiple Bibles. Understand what is taking place. Before we go into the devastation, right? Let's go here. This is what I want to show y'all, right? Prophecy is being taken all around the world. Prophecy is happening. You know what I'm saying? You got the Lord's people waking up, but they ain't filled with the Spirit, and that's where you go. You get into. Some of them ain't waking up either. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get into Ezekiel. But I want to get here first. You have the word of the. You see that? Now watch these prophecies take place right before your eyes. The word of the Lord, which came to Jeremiah, the prophet, against the Gentiles, right? So now we know who Jeremiah is. Now let's go. Who is Jeremiah, people? The prophet against the Gentiles, right? And I'm not trying to make this no race thing or no nothing. But you're going to literally sit here. Watch this. Just watch this, right? Watch this. Let's get back. Watch this. And this ain't no race thing, no shit like that or nothing. Well, just watch this. Watch this. Watch how you bust this down. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, right? Of Israel. Not the Lord God of the world, not the Lord God of, he said, of Israel. Saying, write these words that I have spoken to thee in the book. He said, for lo, the days come, said the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, said the Lord. He said, I will cause them to return to the land that I have gave their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that the Lord, right, spake concerning Israel and Judah. Now watch this. Watch this. But what they not telling y'all, what they not telling us, they not keeping it real, is probably 90% of the world's population is going to die, fam. And that's including us. So it just because you are part of that, you know, we coming back. We come back. They don't come back. You know what I'm saying? And it says this. That's what I'm saying. That everybody has to read this for themselves. Now you see what they say. Therefore, fear thou not. Now they talking about a second Exodus, because as you remember, the first Exodus was during when? The first Exodus was during the Egyptian academics and scribes, the Hebrews Exodus, expired by the regional search for the one true God, Abraham, features detailed counts of how the 10 plagues of Exodus devastated the mighty empire. So we know the last time, this is what I'm telling y'all, this is how we know that this is the end of this world cycle, and we all might perish. The last time that this thing came through was during the time of the Exodus, all right? They say, the Coburn Bible dates back 3,600 years. It offers a unique, enlightened insights in the past in both matter of fact, let me jump down. Several accounts describe the orbit in the object in orbit around our sun, called the destroyer, which the Celtic authors called the frightener, right? According to the recently translated Sumerian text, this object, also known as Nibiru in Planet X, is in a 3,600-year-old orbit around our sun. The Coburn Bible warns us of an imminent return in yet another biblical tribulation. This is how you know that this is real, right? So the last Exodus was during Moses' time. That was our last Exodus, right? So then the Lord tells them in Jeremiah, right? He tells them, he said, for lo, the days come, right? Because it already happened. So he telling them, this is afterwards. He said, for lo, the days come, said the Lord, that I will bring again. Again, this is that time. This was during this time. Don't get that mistaken. That's during that time, right? For lo, the days come, that I will bring again. So this is another time. The captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, said the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I have gave them, gave their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these were the words that the Lord has spoken concerning Israel, right? So Jeremiah had wrote that prophecy because he told him, he said, write these words I have spoken to thee in the book, right? So that was a prophecy, right? Then he said, therefore, fear thou not. Now he's telling these people, because they are in captivity, right? This has already happened, motherfucker. This was the time that it happened. This is that time that they're talking about. Now, he said, therefore, fear thou not, O servant, Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee, right? Because these people are already scattered. For those of you that don't understand what this is saying, he said they already scattered, right? And I'm gonna go. That's why you need 1,000 Bibles, man. Right? That's why you need 1,000 of them, right? Now watch. What do you say? Where we at? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? You and your sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, while your eyes look and long and fail and long, while your eyes look and fail and longing for them all the day long. I mean, but you will be helpless. My bad. A nation that I have not known shall eat up the fruit of your labor. That ain't it. The Lord will strike you. I will bring you and your king who set over you to a nation neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone. And you shall become a horror, a proverb, a byword among all these people. Right? Among all these people, right? Watch this. Among all these people, the Lord will lead you away, and you should carry he said you should carry much seed into the field and should gather in little, right? Then he said, you and your fathers and daughters shall not what? No, you should father daughters. No, that ain't what I was talking about. Where I'm at. That's what I'm talking about. One more time. Oh, right here. I think I'm over here. Right here. This is what I'm talking about. And the Lord will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth, even into the other. And there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. And among that nation, you shall have... Now watch this. When he scattered these people, they already scattered. Okay? They are already scattered. Now look, he's gathering them. See that? Y'all see that? Right? Watch this. Watch this. This is the second time. This is him promising them to scatter them. Right? He promised them that. Then he promised to gather them. This is what you see happening now. This is the truth, dog. Now watch this. He said, therefore, fear thou not, O servant Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return and shall be at rest. Shall return where? There. Shall return and be at rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For lo, I am with thee, said the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end. Now this is how you know that this is happening. It hasn't happened, but it's happening. So you see where he said this right here, to save thee from afar, from where he scattered them to. He said, though I make a full end of all the nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet I will not make a full end of thee. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Right? So these nations are gonna be wiped out through natural disaster. This is a real thing. This is when the Lord devastation of the earth happened. When this thing arise, right? It already arisen. It's here. But I will correct thee in measure. This means a lot of us is gone. That's what I'm saying. Like, we out of here too. He said, I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Now, I don't know if y'all got that part, but 90% probably of the world getting wiped out. Now, he said we will come back, though. He said, I will leave thee not to, he said, but I will correct thee in measure, so we'll be back. He said he was going to make a full end of them. Not us. It's just in order to do away with them, he's going to have to do away with a lot of us. And that's sad, man, because we have taken on the likeness of the heathen. And then you go on. What did he say? A noise shall come from one end of the earth. He said, for the Lord have controversy with who? The nations. He will plead with all flesh, and he will give them that is wicked over to the sword, said the Lord. He said, thus said the Lord hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, right? And a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slain of the Lord shall be at that day. That's the Planet X system right there, all in itself. Now, how do we know that? Watch this. Let me show y'all this right here. Planet X system all by itself. Watch this. You see how he said he will raise up, right? Watch this. Hold on, I gotta find the part, but let me show y'all where he said that. There's a great whirlwind that they talking about. That's this. That's this object right here, man. See that? A whirlwind, right? What is that? Manuscript 631. A whirlwind arose in the east. What they say? What do you say? A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord have controversy with the nations. So he's into it with these people that he gave and the other people in because they went too far, or whatever the fuck they did to these people. Y'all know. Controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh, but he will give them that is wicked over to the sword, said the Lord. And you will be done away. That's everybody. Right? So they say, hold on, wait. He said, what did he say? He said, thus says the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and the great whirlwind shall be raised up from the what? From the coast. From what coast? The east. He said the whirlwind arose in the east and swept over and encamped the host. That's the same whirlwind, right? A gale raged all night in the red twilight of dawn. Was a movement of the earth, right? Its waters receded and the seashores were rolled back on themselves. There was a strange silence, and then in the gloom it was seen that the waters had parted. See, they tried to make it seem like Moses parted the water with a staff. That ain't true. Go read the Coburn Bible. It's all about this, man. They said, leaving the passage between, the land had risen, but it was disturbed and trembled. The way was not straight or clear. The water about were spun if within a bowl. So this is that whole thing when this thing is coming through, man. This is the object that caused your exodus, right? That is happening now. It's here. I'm telling you, this is here. They say the swampland alone remained undisturbed from the blown horn, right, of the destroyer. And this is that loud horn people hearing all around the world. Let me play it for y'all. People hearing this all around the world. That loud ass screeching noise, that loud sound like they say it's coming from the sky. Sometimes it sound like a screeching. Like I can't really explain. Y'all gotta go look this shit up. It's a loud. It be sounding like it ain't really. It ain't like really the sound of a horn. And this is how you know these are the same people. You see where they say the slaves had been making sacrifice in despair. Their limitations were loud now before what? The strange sight. There was hesitation and doubt for the space of the breath. They stood still with sight. These are the same Hebrew slaves, fam. This is the same people from there. That was under the what? The hand of the Pharaoh. Hey, they got the Pharaoh in here. They got matter of fact, y'all have to read this, man. You know, if you don't know this, you will have to go read it because they're talking about Noah, all these people. You see, when you go here, what it say? Exodus triggered by the destroyer. This is true. This is real deal true. Right? Hold on, let me see. Oh, this is what they tell us we gonna see. This is what they seen, right? The fishes of the rivers died in the polluted waters. Worms and insects and reptiles sprang up from the earth in huge numbers. And great gusts of wind brought forth swarms of locusts, which covered the sky as the destroyer flung itself throughout the heavens and blew great gusts of cinders across the face of the land. The gloom, the long, what they say? The gloom of the long night spread dark mental and blackness. Now, that's what they seen, right? That's the same shit we seeing right now. Y'all just don't, people just don't understand. It's like currently happening right now. That's the days of the years. Y'all see what they say? That insects and shit. Y'all ain't hear how do you, now we got the news reporting this shit. Y'all got to remember, our technology is way different than what they shit was. But our fishes and our rivers and shit starting to act weird. And then we got volcanoes and shit going off everywhere. So the pollution from the volcanoes is gonna be polluting the water, right? That's basically what they said. But peep game right here though. This is what I'm saying. Now you heard the news. They get up on the news and they say, "Oh, the cicadas coming up out the ground." That ain't. They lied too, because it's more than just them that's plaguing that had come for this plague. Right, so they said the cicadas ain't came up out the ground in over 200 years, right? That's what they said. That's what these motherfuckers said, right? But how would they know that, right? So you see where they say worms and insects and reptiles sprang up from the earth in huge numbers? That's what we watching right now. When they talk about them cicadas and then you seeing these plagues of crickets and shit, you all on TikTok and all they people showing them crickets all in migrating and shit all through fields and shit. Then you got, those are different plagues. People, don't let these motherfuckers sit here and lie to y'all. Just like when they talk about the spiders that was gonna be falling from the sky and shit like they was parachuting, those are plagues, man. These are plagues. We are seeing this shit right before our eyes, and we don't understand what we are seeing. We don't understand everything that they told us we was gonna see. Even this shit, right? The second sun coming in. The second sun coming in, our sun, the upside down crescent moon from the gravitation of this so-called serpent. That's why I say it's all celestial. The so-called serpent, that's that Planet X system. The snake, whatever they call it, right? Go a little bit further. Even right there. Let the destroyer come as a what? A whirlwind of all the barren places in the dread of day. And that whirlwind is what they talking about right here. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth in the nations, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the east. But how do we know that great whirlwind is Planet X? How do we know that? Right? How do we know what we seeing right now is a second Exodus taking place right before our eyes? How do we know this? It's all right here, man. All y'all got to do, you see what they said? Jeremiah was you see all the Gentile nations in tour with each other. The Most High said that he will cause these people to invade one another. Now, hold on. Watch this, right? Because what they did to his people. He said the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of who? The Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. Now, what's going do that? The destroyer. Now, what does the fucking Corbin Bible say? Manuscripts 12:11. Let the destroyer. Who is the destroyer? Let the destroyer come as a what? As a whirlwind. It's the same shit you see in the Bible, man. It's all prophecy taking place right in front of your eyes. It's the same thing. It is all prophecy taking place right in front of your eyes. That destroyer that they talk about 4,000 years ago, in the Cobra, which caused the Exodus, is gonna cause this Exodus. That's what people don't understand. This ain't just gonna be. It ain't just your typical pole shift, right? Because when you go up in here, what the Lord say? The devastation of the earth. See, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth, and He will devastate it, and He will ruin its face. This is that pole shift, and He will scatter its inhabitants, and it will be the same for the priest as for the people, right? For the master as for the servant, for the mistress as for her servant, for the seller as for the buyer, for the borrower as for the lender, the debtor for the creditor. I mean, as for the creditor. I mean, as for the lender, as whatever. I got lost in shit. Where was I? For the seller, as for the buyer, for the borrower, as for the lender, for the debtor, as for the creditor. The earth will be completely laid waste. That's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody getting raptured. You hear what he said? It will be the same for the priest as for the people. So who's better than who? Fuck, y'all gonna see this. We all gonna see this. We gonna witness this. Unless you did. Unless you die before your time. Like you die of natural causes. Well, die before this time. You die of natural causes or get killed or some shit. You gonna see this. They said the earth will be completely laid waste and totally plundered. The Lord has spoken. So he talked about what? He talked about this pole shift. This is a pole shift. How you know this is a pole shift? He said, you people of the earth, whosoever flee the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whosoever climbs out of that pit will get caught up in a snare. That's why you're seeing all of the flash floods and shit and the high precipitation and the fucked up jet stream, because the floodgates of heaven are open. And that's all in the Coburn Bible. He said the floodgates of heaven are open and the foundations of the earth shake. They said the earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth is violently shaken. The earth reels like a drunkard. This is happening. The earth is shaking back and forth right now, wobbling like a drunk right now because of all of the earthquakes taking place. All of the earthquakes is causing vibration and causing the earth to wobble. Okay? They say the earth reels like a drunkard. It sways like a hut in the wind. So heavy upon its guilt of its rebellion, it falls never to rise again. That's a pole shift. That's a pole shift all, and he ain't talking about falling, but like tilting. He said, in that day, right? In that day, this is what they not telling us about. They want you to think that some shit gonna take place down here on earth, but no, it's a spiritual war happening in heaven. That's why he said, in that day, the Lord will punish the powers that is in heaven, above, first. Before any of this shit happen, there's a celestial, type of war out there with these stars moving and shit. This is all celestial. He said, and then the kings on the earth below. I don't know if y'all understand that shit. But this is all like celestial, man. All this in the Planet X, the fucking Coburn Bible, where they talk about man, we gonna come back to that. But it's deep. This shit get deep, man. Like when you go read this, you gonna figure out exactly what the Bible was trying to, like when you read this. I feel like people need to read a lot, man. You need to read, because they take a lot of shit and split it up in different books and different Bible. Man, listen, this right here is too accurate. It's too accurate, especially when they talk about the days of the years being shorted. They talk about, how did they know this thousands of years ago? This manuscript, chapter 34, 5 days now added to the days of the calendar. Or they say the years. They are the days of sorrow, right? The alteration of things. That's because then they say the Mayan calendar, the Mayan year, consisted of 360 days. Later, 5 days were added because of the tilt when that shit first happened. Later, 5 days were added, right? Which made it 365 days. And they is known as the days of what? The days of nothing, because they came from nowhere. They came from the tip. The destroyer, the same destroyer that the Most High. What y'all think that the Bible talking about? What y'all think what do y'all think this? What is this saying? When he say that the lion has come up from his thicket and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way, right? He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. Bro, what is they saying? I mean, that's like it's still a metaphor, but at the same time, I mean, we can understand that if you go read other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spiritual war going on and shit right now, like too above, like with these planets. Like it ain't just when we seeing all of these different type of eclipses and red moons, blue moons, weird shit. The sun white as paper, fucking the sun red, not shining. No, all of those are signs that is something altered. It's something that is altering our everyday regular life, like atmosphere and shit, and then it has effects on the mind too. They tell you. They said that when the thing arrives, it said that wisdom will be increased. You know what I'm saying? So that's like this like, how can I say that? It's like a great awakening. You know what I'm saying? Not only like wisdom, but understanding, knowledge and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's that high vibration shit. That's why the world just suddenly, people don't even realize this. No one realized this. But the world, literally, a lot of people, you look around, the world has went from religious to spiritual. People don't even know that they're spiritual. The shit that they say, like, oh, vibrations and energy, oh, that's bad energy, and oh, I felt that. That's all spiritual right there. That has nothing to do with religion. You ain't never heard no old person in your family ever in your fucking life talk about energy. Motherfucker like vibrations. Oh, that was a bad vibe. Oh, listen, you ain't never heard that shit back 10, 20 years ago. You ain't never heard that. But now you hear that everywhere you go, people talking about energy and vibration, and you got more people, you know, being in tune with on a spiritual level than going to be taught by a church and all these people teaching it. It's flipping right before your eyes, man. Like, I don't know if y'all know that y'all witnessing this, but that is the increase of this thing, like the your mental. Like, you could be somewhere and shit, being at the wrong place, wrong time, get your ass killed. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell like certain things when something ain't right, certain energy now. You can walk in the room and just be like, damn, this don't feel, this don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ready to go, just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People are all on different energy levels now. Like, when the people that's in your house talking before you get there, they on the same vibrational level than you was. You was somewhere probably riding down the street listening to some shit on some whole other level. So these people, when you walk in that house, you stepping into a whole vibrational different pattern. This shit is different now. You got to understand the energy that's around now. They in there on a whole nother level with some shit that you ain't heard because you ain't there with them. You ain't in tune with them. You only in tune on the level that you on. These are all different vibrational levels. That's where you get your fifth dimension, third dimension. That's where that's at. There ain't no motherfucking earth finna just split in half and all this. People gonna go here. People make sense of what you people be saying, man. Make sense of this shit. I understand what you're trying to say, but that ain't what's happening. This is a mental thing, a mind thing. Okay? That's that people be on low vibrational level. You could be, oh man, we going to the fifth dimension. People is mentally on third dimensional levels. That's what that is. That's your mind and your understanding. You know what I'm saying? You starting to use probably more of your brain or some shit. Who knows? But that's your mental, man. It's not no earth. I be hearing a lot of shit, man. A lot of bullshit. Just like when it comes down to this Leviathan shit. Man, y'all don't understand what's taking place around I don't think these people know what's taking place around the planet. This shit ain't only happening. The Leviathan they talking about, that was the Leviathan off the coast of Texas and all that hurricane. Okay, so where the fuck is it now? This is what I'm saying. That don't make sense. This destruction is happening all around the world. Make sense of these fairy tales that these people be telling, man. It don't make sense now. That's how you know that we on a whole spiritual level, a whole nother different level. When some people just don't get it. Some people. That's why they say if you have ears, let them hear. It don't make sense because everybody have ears. You know, some people deaf, but if you have ears, let them hear. If they have eyes, let them see. Some motherfuckers, everybody got eyes. This is just the perfect example. Excuse me, of these metaphors that I'm talking about. Because some people can have eyes and still not see what the fuck is going on. Still not, you could be on this earth 20, 30 years and still not like us, a lot of people that's been here. I ain't talking about the new kids and all that, but people that's been here, you should know how the sun look. Since when had the sun ever been white as paper? Since when had the moon ever been upside down crescent? Since when had the sun ever been red as a motherfucker, red without casting I'm talking about red. The sun used to be yellow. Yellow. Everything that you knew once before, if you see, you have them eyes, you understand that things has changed. Things is changing. And that's where you get your parable or metaphors and shit from the so-called Jesus. When they asked him, how would you know the time of its coming? What coming? The time of the earth, the Lord's devastation of the earth. That's what he said. See, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it. How will we know the time of the coming of this object that is going to cause this destruction, which is known as the Destroyer, Planet X, Nibiru, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Wormwood, the so-called Christ, the Planet of the Crossings, whatever you want to call it, it has many names. Just like your so-called Jesus has many names. That's why you need to go read this shit. People need to really go read this. Because when you read it and you figure it out, you're like, damn. How everything is worded and shit, because you would think so much shit is fake, or how would this and how would, but if you go read it, you will understand. Just like they got mathematics and astrology and all that shit from the skies, they got all of everything they know from the skies. Looking at the skies and shit, and they know it, like how our seasons is altering, and these people was real in tune with the earth because they didn't have what we have. Like they was, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have the technology we have, cars and all that shit, all the different types of shit. They didn't have that shit. They was more in tune with the earth and the land and shit like that, right? So they didn't have phones and TVs to watch and shit. They seen the change of the skies, and because the same thing that we seeing is what they see. You can literally go read this and they'll tell you how the skies turn red and all this and that, and you know what I'm saying? Like how when the sun going down, the whole sky be red sometimes. That ain't normal. That ain't our motherfucking sunsets look. I don't know if people know our sunsets be like goldish, like orange, like nice pinkish cut. We talking about real red, motherfuckers, like burnt, like dark red. I don't know if people be saying it. Even when the sun coming up, that's because all of that so-called iron oxide, that's what they call that shit. And it's in the Cobra Bible too. It's on all this information. It's out here. You just got to have some type of understanding of what you reading, fam. That's the only thing I can say about that. Because when you listen to the shit that we heard growing up, it doesn't make sense. When you go read this yourself and you see what you be like, damn, this is the end of the world as we know it. You will understand that this is truly. Do you not know that a lot of people wish they was here for this time? A lot of people thought they was going, oh, God coming back. They just don't know how important this is, that the God that's coming back is already here. And you can go read it. That's why I say you have to read it, because it ain't about Jesus and all that. Jesus come, like he said, right? Watch this. Let me show you. Let me show you. You got to have this. You got to have 1,000 Bibles. That's what I'm saying. You got to have 1,000 of these motherfuckers. Get you 1,000 of these, man. Different types, you know what I'm saying? Cobrin, Tanakh, King James, fucking Apocrypha, all that. That's what I'm saying. This is when you really want to get your study on, man. You got to have every fucking Bible, okay? Now, he answered me and said, measure thou time diligently in itself. And when he said, now watch this, right? Just watch. This is what's crazy. Everybody would know this if only you read the shit. Now he said, and he answered. Now he talking to the prophet. And he answered, right? Measure thou time. Right? He said, he answered me and said, measure thou time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, but what signs? Remember? Precept after precept. He said precept upon precept, little here and a little there. The signs is the signs in the sky, right? The sun and the moon. He said, how will we know it is that time? He said, there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and in the stars. And on earth, nations will be in anguish, and at the sea, and it will be tossing and roaring at the sea. What the fuck y'all hear about? The oceans heating up and all this and that. The oceans being like they never been before, right? All this different storms and energy that's on the earth, the oceans right now, shit, those are energy systems coming in. Those are energy systems over there that's finna hit California in the next couple of days. Energy systems. Now, what he say? He said, when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest, not Jesus, but wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Now, how will you do that? Let me ask y'all a question. If this is not a mental thing, if this is not mental, right? How will he visit the world that he made? Because the world is the people, right? Now, watch this. Watch this. That's why I said, get every Bible. Don't just have one. Have a few, right? He said, then thou, let's go back. He said, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen what? Earthquakes, Earthquakes. Y'all see these motherfucking earthquakes happening everywhere, man. That is a big sign of this thing approaching. Right? Not no all the earthquakes, this and that. No, this is the big sign that this destroyer, right? This destroyer thing that's come that shall lay waste to the earth, right? What they say? What they say it was gonna do? They say it is going forth from its place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. Watch how them earthquakes destroy this place, man. Watch, just watch. And it's all you people gonna be busy trying to pray. Oh God, this and that. Nah. This destruction is imminent. Like straight up. They said, then thou shalt well understand that is the Most High who... Wait. He said, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt understand, because right now this world war is imminent. And I'm going to keep reading. It's all through this shit. It's all through here. He said, he said... uproars of people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that was the Most High who spake of those things, from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like that is all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end manifest. He said, even so the times of the highest have what? Plain beginnings, wonders, and powerful works and endings, and effects and signs. Now, everything that you see when it comes down to the fucking what they say, the eclipses and shit, like how we ain't never seen this before. You have never to go back and name a time, fam, where y'all watch 2 or 3 eclipses happen in 1 year. You know how rare a fucking eclipse is? Like I don't know if y'all know, like even with like I said, the sun being white as paper, fam. I don't know if y'all see that. Some people might not see that. But I've been on this earth for a long time. I played outside as a kid. I didn't have no fucking... No, I mean, we used to get put out the house. Go outside. Weekends come up, put you out the house. You can't come back in. And if you do gotta go back in, you get stuck in. So ain't no going back in. You can't go. You don't want to go back in the house. So we was outside. I seen more of the sun and shit. The sun literally was yellow. Don't get me wrong. They had that little like whitish, but it wasn't white. It was like more of like a like a gold tone to it. But the sun used to be like a yellow when it shined the rays and shit. Wasn't no never the sun just white as paper in the sky. What? And when clouds used to go over the motherfucker, they used to block the sun out. I remember this as a kid. We used to have to wait. Like, it'd get dark but the sky still be, blue. You know what I'm saying? But when the clouds come over the sun is literally blocked out. You'll have to wait for the clouds to move for the sun to come back. Now, as I'm older, clouds will go over the sun and you can literally see this white ball, look like some type of voodoo ball or some type of white something. I don't know what the fuck it is. But you could literally see that through the clouds. And I ain't never seen the cloud cover that motherfucker up since I've been seeing it. Now you can't tell me that the alteration of the sky and the sun, the moon, and then with this upside down crescent moon. Never seen that. I have never seen the moon. Ain't never, even on movies. You can go look at a movie, a book, whatever the fuck. You ain't gonna never see a crescent moon upside down. You ain't gonna never see that. So everything that we see, some people ain't seen it. Some don't even know that the alteration of the seasons have happened. People don't even know that it only really supposed to rain like April and May, like really. Or unless you somewhere like, in the tropics or some shit, we have seasons. That's why they say May showers bring April flowers. Not no more. This shit has changed. You are literally watching something that is more powerful than you can ever grasp. I can't grasp the shit. I'm just watching it. I know. I see it. It ain't never rained like this all around the world. Like never. We ain't never had flash floods. Like I ain't never seen the tornadoes do this shit. Tornadoes be here, then be there, then be here, then be. Never witnessed no shit like that in my life. This place is getting tornadoes. They never had a tornado. Never. Right. Then with the hurricane that started in June. What was that? June, like June 30th. Record breaking. Never seen that. Never. So if you not watching this shit, you know what I'm saying, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. I really can't force nobody to see some shit or believe some, but man, I'm telling y'all, the sun and shit and all some shit wrong. Something ain't right. There's something going on with the sky. Like there's something really happening with our everyday sky that is affecting our lives. That's why you got so much murder. People do not care about life right now, and people too busy. Like look at this. This is why I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I would side. Now. You can leave this computer, this phone. You can call me what you want. Call me a bootlicking coon, anything you want. But I know the difference between, you know what I'm saying, a mentally slaved person and somebody that's like mentally ill. Because only a mentally ill person would want a man to marry another man. That's no matter what you say, that is mental illness. No matter what you lust at and how you feel about sex, you knew that. You know, even when, this is what I say, how life is different than when we was growing up, because the people back then that was like that, they knew that shit was wrong. They knew, but they wouldn't try to that was just their lifestyle, but they wouldn't try to force it on kids and try to make this is how you know we in a whole different life. And this is some whole different shit. Because why do you have mostly all women, right? All women. That's these people friends. That's pushing this agenda. All women. Now what y'all gonna do when all the men is that way? How would you procreate? Like, this is not making sense. This is a mental illness thing. And then you have them talking about Agenda 25, all this and that, which Trump ain't even behind that shit. If that's gonna happen, it's gonna be happening anyway, because it's a proposal from fucking Republicans. So even after this shit happened, the next Republicans can pass them laws and shit. As y'all crazy, I don't know if people understand this, but look at what these people pushing. They pushing to ban gay marriage. They pushing to ban that shit out of school, right? How could you be mad at any of this if you're not the devil? But you're going to sit here and say that you worship God. They pushing to ban abortion. How the fuck is you going to sit here and be mad? The only way that you should be able to get an abortion is if you've been raped. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language for using that, but if you've been that assaulted, right? Or, you know what I'm saying, the baby can cause you death. That's the only way, because how could you pick and choose when to take a life? You still, if you can go out here and lay down, and you can't blame nobody for getting pregnant. You can't just up and go commit murder anytime you want to. What type of shit is that? Now, who in their right mind will be pushing to go against this shit? So who do you have pushing Agenda 25 that spreading this theory that this shit is real? You have women, black women. How the fuck did LGBT become the face of black people is what I don't understand. How did that rainbow shit, and then you making up all of these so-called God worshipers and all y'all think this shit is okay and all this and that. How this shit is okay when, I don't know if y'all know this, but to make it okay for the whole world gonna have AIDS, HIV, the whole world. Now tell me I'm lying. This form of what they pushing, trying to kill masculinity and shit. A lot of the shit that they pushing, they try to make it okay for men to sleep with men, but they ain't cured AIDS yet. So how could they make that okay when the whole world, men still sleeping with women, women sleeping with women, men sleeping with men, all that shit, the whole world gonna have AIDS, and that's to depopulate the world. And you motherfuckers ain't even getting this shit. Y'all ain't even getting this. You'll sit here and be okay, like no matter how you feel. They gonna put us back. No, can't nobody put you back in slavery. This is not. I don't even believe half that shit that they saying is real. That was 500 years ago. How could you even? How do we not know that some of this, most of the shit that they telling us is a lie? You just running with it. I don't believe this is now. This is some whole different types of people. They could never do this. They could never put. They got all of our women pushing this shit. They pushing this agenda. This is what I don't understand. Like, how is our people the face of this shit? Like when you hear about Agenda 20, when you hear the first thing that they say, oh, he gonna ban gay marriage. He go. You have a problem with that? That's how you know that this is the end of this world cycle. Because how the fuck do you have a problem with that? Oh, he gonna ban abortion. How the fuck do you have a problem with that? I don't understand this, man. I really don't understand the world that we are living in. Like, it's some real twisted shit. And then they have our people pushing these agendas. Like, you going, and then they have us so far into it. Like, you go in and every time you go through TikTok and shit, all you see is black man this, black man that, black woman this, black woman that, black man this, black man that. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Even other races, like other people, which are like, bro, if that don't mean, if y'all not catching on to this shit that they pushing, and they got our people pushing now. This is what's so crazy. They got our women pushing this shit, man. That's what I don't like about it. Like, y'all the biggest friend to these motherfuckers. These should be y'all biggest enemies, but then y'all get mad at the gump that said, oh, he'd rather be a white woman than a black woman when he ain't a motherfucking woman at all. But y'all made him okay. Y'all built that motherfucking platform. Y'all did that. Y'all pushed that shit. Y'all got this motherfucker thinking it's okay to walk around and shit with his nutsack poking out and shit. Y'all did that, man. Y'all did that. They didn't even push that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't get mad at the shit that like they got mad. They be mad on the internet. Like, I'm watching this shit like every, watching the internet because I be on TikTok like a motherfucker. So I'm watching that shit. And I'm like, damn, like they, now they mad, but you can't get mad at no motherfucker that who you give a platform to. Like, y'all build these people up. Y'all make these people think that a lot of shit, and it's our women. I hate to say that, but it is. When you go look up the statistics of any of that shit, and you look up who more friend to these motherfuckers than anybody you will see, who is. And that shit is sick for y'all to be. And then they okay with our kids. You got a lot of black women saying, like, being okay with the kids being like this. Like, if that ain't twisted, like, y'all got a lot of people okay, and even with the shit. With, what I'm saying, not to even get on this shit, but it's still the truth. Like, I'm talking about with the Kamala Harris shit. This is why y'all talking about y'all gonna vote for this woman. And you free to cast your own vote. Can't nobody tell you what to do. But when you got people that's trying to influence your vote, this shit should be illegal. This is what I'm saying. They should stop all that shit. When you got people that's out here influencing, trying to push ads and all, you should be able to have your own mind. Y'all don't know what they fucking, it's a mental warfare. After you see some shit so long, or, what I'm saying, hear some shit so long, you gonna fuck around and, you got people, your whole family pushing that shit and all that. That should never be the case. They should never have. You should always have your own mind and all that shit. Because I don't, I'm not for Trump. Even though, what I'm saying, it is what it is. I ain't never voted in my life, bro. And I ain't for Trump. I ain't saying that. But how come y'all mad at everything they say is wrong? Which, I can see the world we living in. But how y'all mad? That's how you know that this is truly the end of this world cycle. See, people think that at the end of the world, it's gonna be worse than this, but this is it. How is gonna get any more worse than this? You tell me. How is the world gonna get worse than this? Like, what y'all expecting to see? Flying cars and shit and all that shit. You seeing real technology. You seeing shit that people never seen before. You seeing that shit. You just expecting the shit. You living in a fairy tale mental. That's why you don't see how destructive and how fucked up the world has really become, because you going off of shit that you think real for movies and off the internet and all this and that. This real life right here. This is it. This that real deal. So when you waiting on the end and all this and that, no sky cracking over. You're going to die before that from either your own destruction, like people killing you or some shit, or natural causes, or fucking natural cataclysm. Natural cataclysm going to wipe out more motherfuckers than you ever seen in your life, and that's why. That's why, because the world is so fucked up. And they ain't even people trying to make, I ain't making it about a race thing, because that shit, that was imminent to happen anyway, but that's over. These people are being called, but even they going to be destroyed, most of them, for taking on the likeness of this shit. Like, y'all see our people? Y'all see this shit? Y'all don't think that they should be destroyed? Y'all don't think that we should be destroyed? No matter what type of shit that you want to say, motherfucker influenced you and put on your mind, oh, bitch, you can't bang nobody, man. A lot of the shit that you see right now is your own free fucking will. Not because you've been influenced, okay, after that, it's been centuries and years. You can't blame no shit that happened 500 years ago. Just like motherfuckers try to blame their mom and their daddy for their life and shit. Like, you can't do, you grown, you know what I'm saying? So, I pity the motherfucking fool that don't understand what's happening. Because natural disaster is going to kill a lot of us. And I'm talking about, I don't know if I'm going to be one of them, but a lot of us is going to lose our life to earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, fucking all type of shit, forest fires, floods. A lot of us going to lose our life to that shit. By the thousands, hundreds of thousands. Right now, see, it's just happening, like they said, with the birth pains. It's just little hicks and shit. You got a little, probably, you got a lot of motherfuckers died from flash floods within the last year, though. I ain't gonna lie, like, more than probably like 20. And then you got 14 people killed in just that little first hurricane that wasn't even supposed to happen in Texas. 14 and probably counting more than, you know what I'm saying? Then now that's not including all the people that are dying over the world. You got 500 people died in Mecca from a heat wave, all type of shit that they not even fucking making. They telling y'all. And then they don't want to tell y'all how bad this shit really is. It's really bad because ain't no way that they gonna be able to stop this shit. They can't, no matter, they can get on the news. They just want y'all to think that. They want y'all to think that they tried to help. But ain't no way of helping through no hurricane, no earthquake. There's no way to know when an earthquake is coming. The only reason they got a feeling or a mind that it's coming because all of Wyoming cracking up, all of Brazil and shit crack, big long ass cracks, big shit, deep. This is why they think they like, oh, you know, something is happening. They know they got a mind that something happening and shit. So they try to do that little exercise about the midget faults, all in motherfucking St. Louis and shit. But let me tell y'all, that's not gonna help them. Even do you know they doing that to rescue people after the earthquake? Do you not know how many fucking people gonna be dead after that fucking earthquake? Y'all don't know that? That's why they got them trained and shit to go in and get bodies and shit and clear up that. So because it's gonna be so bad with that, you know, they got with bodies and shit. You got to get that shit up fast. You got to move fast when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? You just can't have cities full of bodies and shit because it's gonna be that bad. And I'm telling y'all, they just got y'all thinking. What? You ask yourself, why would they do an exercise about an earthquake? And then turn around and tell us that they can't tell when they don't know when earthquakes come. Like they just happen suddenly. That's for the aftermath. So after that motherfucker killed hundreds and thousands of people, probably even millions. Cause they said 8.4, but the shit that I'm reading say 9 plus. So we talking about 9.5, 10. You know what I'm saying? They going off some shit where they talking about the 1800s and all that. Man, bro. Don't go for it. They not gonna really too much even tell us about how bad this shit is. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I can't say I don't wish people go vote. You know what I'm saying? I just wish that, well, not even wish. I can't be wishing because, you know, people all have their own mind thing. People just need to think for themselves. That's what I think. That's what I think. I just think people need to have their own thinking. Just like when it comes to this that's how so many people gonna get caught up in this natural disaster and get their life took because you're gonna be looking for some other shit. You're gonna be thinking God coming back and all this. That's it. God's back. That's it. God is here. That's what you don't understand. You're gonna be thinking that shit happening and all the Antichrist and all. Antichrist here. Motherfucker been here a couple times. He said many was gonna come in my name. Not just one motherfucker. And they not talking about like they were saying many was gonna come saying that they was God. This happens every day, people. You know what I'm saying? Then they go on to talk about these chips and all that. Man, listen, a lot of that shit is metaphors. You don't understand a lot of what you're reading, and it's kind of like crazy because we witnessing this destruction right now. But what they don't really tell y'all is the deep end part of most of this is natural disaster. It ain't no sky cracking open and Jesus coming on the horse in the carriage and angels winning and shit, killing people and only saving good people, other people evaporating and flying into the sky and shit and disappearing. That's what type of shit people really is. This is the things people expect. People, if you go listen to listen, this is real life. These people really think this shit is. I feel bad, man. I feel bad for how misled our people is, man. There's a lot of people, and not just black people, not just white people. A lot of people. You got so many people around the world that believe this shit, and a lot of them go die for natural causes. Flood might wipe their ass out. Like I said, earthquake, a heat wave, a storm, tornado. Justice, what is you doing, man? But anyway, man, it was good talking to y'all, man. I've been on here for over an hour, man. I gotta go do something with myself, man. Just do your own research, please. Don't go off of what I'm saying, man. Don't take what I'm saying and don't be, oh, I heard dude say. No, don't say that. Please do your own fucking research. Go. Now, what I said, you can take and go look up.
It's dog time?
What it look like?
It's daytime.
Man, get out of here.
It's daytime.
Dude. Now, what I said, you can go look
But
into.
at
You know
daytime,
what I'm
it's
saying? You can go look into these
But this is
things.
daytime.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta
The
go
lights
off
on.
of what I said. All right.
Daytime.
Nice talking to y'all, man. I'm out of here, man.
Okay, I need
Peace.